What's going on, everyone? It's Random Name 951 here to bring you a another entry for JoshuaGundam's December Gundam Contest 2014. This is going to be more of a little comparison and opinion video, and let's get started. So here we have the Zaku 2 version 1 Black Tri-Stars and Zaku 2 version 2 custom Garmazabi's use. Now, differences between version 1 and version 2. Version 2, basically, you got better, you got double joints for better flexibility and better, posing, I guess. So, instead of having just a 90-degree angle with the, making a little 90-degree angle with the version 1 Zaku 2, now you can make kind of a different pose. If you have the closed fist on, you can kind of make like a little fighting pose, like, hey, like, you want to fight me, which is pretty cool. And I definitely like that for the Zaku. For the version 2. I would. I like that. I really like the double joints. Really nice, little addition. The hands on the version 2 are now ball joints, so you get a little bit more flexibility and moving. So if you want, like, I don't know, hold the machine gun with two hands, you could do it without really bending the plastic on the version 1's hands. Legs have a bit more flexibility with having double joints, so this leg goes up and the other one goes up. It's just kind of the armor gets in the way just a bit, but overall, it gives it better flexibility in the legs. Sorry about that. Just trying to stand this one back up. Same with the, the Black Tri-Stars doesn't really have too much, or the version 1, doesn't really have too much of a problem doing the same thing either. The only really big differences is compared to the version 1s, the version 2 has like a bit of a ball joint in here, so you're able to move the head a little bit, giving it a little bit of flexibility. You can see it kind of goes side to side, kind of nods, goes back. Compared to the version 1, the version 1 can't even do that. The only thing the version 1 could do is, go side to side, giving it some mobility in the head, but it doesn't give it like a little pose where you could like kind of look over and you're like, what's that, So a neat little thing to add to the version 2s. Another thing that I thought was actually pretty funny was that they added sandals to the version 2s. What I mean by sandals is that for some reason they gave like the bottom of the feet ball joints. I don't know for what, for leaning over, maybe if they want to do push-ups or something. Like, I honestly don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. Of course, the version 1s doesn't have chanclas or sandals, it's just one mold, which I don't mind. I kind of like that a little bit better. This seems kind of odd for the version 2 to have sandals. Other than that, they scale pretty well. As you can see, the version 2 is just a bit taller, not much taller, but there is a little bit of a height difference, and it doesn't kill the figure, because sometimes when figures are version 2s, the height difference can definitely kill the scaling, and it doesn't look right when you have this when you have a a little small unit and make it look taller than Zamo or something, So it's good that they didn't make it that tall. But it would have been definitely nice just to have a same scale Zaku 2, just with upgraded joints and some upgraded stuff. Now the cons. In my opinion, Zaku 2 doesn't go, doesn't just pass with flying colors. It doesn't go without having its flaws. And well, in my opinion, they're flaws. To some people, they may seem like they're pros. But let's just take a look at some of the accessories that Garmazabi Zaku 2 comes with. So here's the Zaku 2 version 2 machine gun. You can see the little machine gun now has like a little grip, or foregrip that moves around depending on whether you want it left or right. I don't really see the use of this. It's kind of useless in my opinion. It's just there to be there, I guess. Excuse me. They're basically the same length as the version 1 and version 2. The only thing is they made this thing look way too bulky and big. If you look at the scope is basically 2.5 of the version 1 scopes put into one scope for the version 2. Now to me that looks just way too big. It doesn't look right. It looks kind of odd. Basically they changed the whole scale of it. They changed even the the little stock. They made it kind of bigger compared to the version 1s. It's just whatever. And the gun just seems too big. It doesn't look correct. Even the barrel, they made the barrel shorter and they made it bigger, and the barrel on the version 1 looks longer, looks more, I guess, realistic. What I'm trying to say is the version 2's accessories kind of look cartoonish. The only thing that kept the same size basically was the little drum mag, and I think it's pretty cool that they put it where it's just like pegged to hole, so it comes off really easily. It could be a bad thing, it could be a good thing. I see it as a good thing, easier to take off and pretend you're reloading. They basically kept it the same size as the version 1s. It might even be a little smaller, to be honest. But yeah. But in my opinion, the version 2's machine gun just looks doesn't look correct. It just looks kind of odd. Sorry, I'm trying to put the clip back on. I don't know. That's one of my complaints with the version 2. Another complaint, of course, is the shield. Now the shield kind of looks it just doesn't look right either. If you take a version 1, version 2, looks like what they did was they took 2 version 1s and like maybe a third of a version 1 and just put it all together and made a version 2 shield. Now in my opinion, it just doesn't look right either. It just looks way too big. It looks like again, it gives it that more cartoon look than it does, a more intimidating look. It doesn't look as cool as the version 1s, and the version 1's pretty simple. It's small, but it looks better than the version 2s in my opinion. The good thing is that they did put it on a ball joint, so you did get more mobility with it compared to the version 1s where it's just pegged to hole and it just goes up and down. That's another complaint of mine. Just looks way too big, doesn't look right. It gives it more of a cartoonish look than a kind of a scary look. Another part where I think they messed up is the shoulders. Now, honestly, the shoulders just look the spikes look like they just got bloated. They just look fat. They don't look spiky. They look like balloons more than spikes. It's kind of weird. The shoulder size isn't bad, but the way they made the spikes to me it just doesn't look right. If you look at the version 1s keep more of a spiky, intimidating look. Like if you get hit by that, you're going to take some damage. While these look like cushions, and if you get hit by them, you're not really going to take too much damage. But they just don't look as cool as the version 1s in my opinion. These have more of a shape. These kind of just turn into balls, I guess. I don't know. They just doesn't look right. But they did put a hole for a ball joint, which is what that's for, which is nice. So there is flexibility within the shoulder. Now the thing that they really kind of goofed up on, I would say, is the heat hawk. Now even for a version 2, you really didn't have to make the heat hawk that big. Here's a version 1 Zaku 2 Zaku 1's heat hawk. It looks good, it looks cool and all that. Now here's Garmazabi's version 2 Zaku 2 heat hawk. Now this thing has turned from a hawk to like a battle axe. This thing, to even use this, a Zaku would have to two-hand this. Now I don't know, maybe that's what they wanted to go for. It was like, hey, this is not a heat hawk anymore. This is just a huge battle axe, and this is more of a weapon than a little sidearm, I guess. But this thing is just way too big. If you compare it to the Zaku 2, it's basically like the whole torso of the figure, or the version 2. You compare it to Zaku 2, it's basically like half the figure of it. So I guess in a way it's cool if it's meant to be like a battle axe and more of like a sword kind of thing. Then it's supposed to be a heat hawk. I don't know. But then again, they did make it where it's supposed to go on the skirt armor. So it just looks really way too big. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be oversized, like I said, to be more of a battle axe than a heat hawk. But when it comes down to it, I like the heat hawk better. It's more smaller. It looks better. Better made, in my opinion. It looks a lot cooler. I love. Don't get me wrong. I like the colors they did for this, the green and gold. Pretty cool. I like the green, especially with the silver blade. But it just doesn't look correct. They just made everything, all accessories they made for the version 2 just look way too big and kind of mess up the figure, I think. The only thing that I really like about this Garmazabi Zaku 2 version 2 is the dot fighter that comes with the orange dot fighter. I really enjoy that. I think that looks really cool. You can't get an orange dot fighter anywhere else unless you get the Zaku 2, the Garmazabi Zaku 2, basically. So other than that, when you get the version 2, you're going to get better, superior flexibility. Skirt armor is cut, so you get better leg movements, go up and down. Excuse me. Just a lot more posing and a lot more movement with the figure compared to the version 1. It's kind of a stiff, not much movement. Shoulders barely move. You got the version 2s, the shoulders move a lot. They even almost make a 180 with the torso, which is nice. The version 1s can't do that. Barely move. The head, moves side to side. This one kind of gives like a little tilt, kind of saying like, hey, are you mocking me or something, like you want to fight me. Double joints in the arms, just really nice. Ball joints in the hands, makes it more comfortable when holding weapons. The chanclas or the sandals, a cool little addition to the Zaku 2, just kind of odd. Other than that, I like the Zaku 2 for what it offers. It's just and look, even the boosters have a nice flexibility with the little ball joints in there. Other than that, I like the Zaku 2s. They have a lot of detail in them. They definitely tried very hard, and they did pull it off with the figure itself. I mean, look, it looks like it even has little head Vulcans within the little head, which looks cool. So overall, I give the figure, I'll give it an A. I like it a lot. It's just the accessories wise, they could have done a little bit better. Like I said, they look too big. They look more cartoonish. They don't look as serious as the version 1s. The shield is just way too big. I think they could have at least trimmed it down a bit to not make it so oversized. And the spikes on the shoulder don't really look that intimidating. I guess I could kind of overlook the heat axe. I don't know. I mean, now looking at it, it looks kind of cool. And if it's considered to be more of an axe than a little small tomahawk or whatever, I could kind of appreciate that. That'd be pretty cool seeing Zaku 2 use, this super big axe just to cut a GM in half or something. That'd be pretty awesome. Other than that, I like the version 2. This is the only version 2 I have right now. Maybe eventually I'll get a Shin Matsunaga's or a Black Tri-Stars. It just all depends. But let me know what you guys think. I kind of like the version 1s just for their simplistic look, and they look very cool. They come in so many variations, and version 1s, of course, are a lot more cheaper and affordable to find. Version 2s are going to cost you like at least $30 and up. One of these guys brand new going to cost you $40 to $50. I seen a Black Tri-Stars version 2 going for $34 used with box. Johnny Ridden's Zaku 2 version 2 goes for like $50. So the version 2s are definitely more expensive, but I guess you could say you're getting a bit more bang for your buck. It just depends what version 2 I guess you're getting. For Garment Zombies, I like him. I like the figure. It's just like I said, accessories kind of goofed up on there. If you guys like the accessories, don't let me know. Let me know why you like them. Maybe they're supposed to be like that. But I honestly like the look of the version 1's submachine gun. Zaku 2 machine gun. It just looks a lot more in scale. And it looks a lot more like a weapon. This looks more like a beam rifle. I don't know. It looks way too small. They made everything bigger except the ammo clip, which is kind of odd. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Leave in the comments what's your favorite Zaku 2, and if you guys like the version 1's version 2 better. Yeah. Oh, and just a little size difference. I was taking a look at my version 1. My version 1 Zaku 1. And this guy is so little. Like, if you look at him, look at how small he is compared to. Oh, what happened? Oh, sorry. So, I just want to show you how small this guy is. The Zaku 2. The Zaku 1 version 1. I don't think this was version 2. He's so small. I was kind of noticing how small he was when I had him next to my tall geese. But you can see, Zaku 2 version 2 is a lot taller. Even the Zaku 2 looks a little taller. But this guy is so small. I didn't realize how small he was until I had him next to my until I had him next to my my tall geese 1 and my camper. He's just a little midget, a little short guy. But yeah, guys, that's about it. That's all I wanted to really talk about. I'll be making more videos soon. Be sure to check out my other videos. And that's about it. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.